So a Republican congressman just dug his own grave. He was on some talk show, and his name is Duncan Hunter. And he basically outed himself as a total disgusting war criminal. And defends another ruthless. I mean, a story that came out of, if you want to check it out, it's on Secular Talk's channel. He talked about it. I know I didn't do a story on it, but the title is something like, it's something about like disgusting war crimes, ruthless or grotesque, you know, it'll stand out. I'll put it that way. But this guy basically goes to bat and defends this character, and we'll read the article together. This is pretty gritty stuff, folks. I'm not gonna lie. Representative Duncan Hunter admitted at a town hall last week that as a Marine, he'd taken selfies with dead enemy combatants. Oh, geez. He took these comments even further in a recent podcast interview, during which he said he likely killed hundreds of civilians and admitted that he doesn't care if a Navy SEAL committed a war crime by murdering an ISIS prisoner. This is the one that I was talking about before. Kyle did a story on that, so go check that out if you're curious. But in this article, it does kind of give you the general basis. Hunter spoke to podcast Zero Blog 30 in an episode that originally came out Tuesday and garnered widespread attention over the weekend. The host asked Hunter specifically about the case against Eddie Gallagher, that's the guy I'm talking about, who faces charges of numerous war crimes, but most notably stabbing a wounded teenage ISIS fighter in the neck and sharing photos of himself with the dead boy's head. So this boy is like, he's being treated, I think, in a military hospital or something like that, and the guy just walks up to him, looks at him, stabs him in the neck, takes a picture, and walks away. Just murdered him in cold blood. We're no longer in combat. He's being treated. Just, you're dead. Sorry. Hunter has publicly advocated for President Trump to pardon Gallagher, which the president is reportedly mulling. Hunter insisted he doesn't believe the case against Gallagher, but that it doesn't matter to him if it's true. I frankly don't care if he was killed, Gallagher said of the ISIS fighter. I just don't care. And by the way, it goes deeper than that. It's not just that instance. This guy he mowed down civilians. It's a lot more heinous than just stabbing, as if that's not enough. Just stabbing, somebody who's being treated isn't in combat, just committing murder, In the end, even if everything that the prosecutors said about one ISIS fighter that escaped the bombing of this building and that the Iraqis then shot and then interrogated, then turned him over to the SEALs, I frankly don't care if he was killed. I just don't care. And that's my personal point of view. And as a congressman, that's my prerogative to help a guy out like that. Even if everything that the prosecutors say that is true in this case, then Eddie Gallagher should be given a break, I think. Wow. When the host, Kate Mannion, noted that the stabbing might even violate the Geneva Convention, which it does, by the way, Hunter insisted, yeah, but ISIS is not part of, and I think this guy was going to die anyway, because I've seen the video. No, he's just pleading there, right? He's altering the conversation. He's like, well, he's probably going to die anyway. Like, no, that you don't know that. You can't make that call, okay? I'm sorry. You're just fucking wrong. I haven't seen that reported. I haven't seen that he was on death's doorstep and then he's just putting him out of his misery. He did it because he fucking wanted to. I would still support him, yeah. And as the conversation continued, Hunter took a defensive position, suggesting that he was likely responsible for killing many civilian women and children too. Then how do you judge me? So I was an artillery officer, and we fired hundreds of rounds into Fallujah, killed probably hundreds of civilians, if not scores of hundreds of civilians, probably killed women and children if there were any left in the city when we invaded. So do I get judged too? Yes. Yes, you do. That's disgusting, okay? And look, people in the military who are ordered to do these acts and they do these acts, okay, I mostly don't blame them, right? In general, like, it comes down to what you do while you're there. But yeah, they're just ordered there, right? And they're just following orders, yada, yada. But understand, the Nazis were just following orders too. At some point, just following orders can become totally evil, A. And B, yes, the broad decision to go there was immoral and against international law to begin with, and we should have never gone. And as a congressman, you should be speaking out against these wars in general. You should be saying, I am honestly disgusted that I ever went there. I'm disgusted that so many officers were forced to take part in this evil and obnoxious war that should have never happened, that was illegal under international law. We invaded a country that didn't attack us, etc. Spent a ridiculous sum of money that should have rebuilt this country and should have bailed people out of losing their homes in the financial crisis. So, in general, as someone that's in power, I want to hear that you will never do a war like that ever again, and that you are against it fundamentally. But instead, not only do you defend it, you defend your own actions during war and say that, it's justified, it's all justified, it was necessary. We're bringing democracy to these people, and therefore we have to murder scores of hundreds of civilians, and it's okay. Fuck this guy. Let's vote this guy out. Let's replace him. Don't hold your breath, unfortunately, but if we can, let's get rid of this fucking guy. You know what? This is the guy that Amar Campa-Najjar was running against. He was a very strong candidate. I believe it was so close, guys. That race was so close. I believe it was by single digits that he was defeated, Amar Campa-Najjar. So try again, man. Amar, try again. Please run again, and let's get this guy out. He's a total lunatic. I mean, this is lunacy. I can't believe he went on a podcast in front of another human being that probably hasn't been to war, or, maybe hasn't been to war, and then just says this nonchalantly. I mean, yeah, we kill scores of hundreds of civilians, and it's no big deal. Let's put an end to this, man. No more wars. No more justifications. No more war crimes. I'm done with it.